Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the case. First and foremost, condolences to Turkish DJ Koray Alpergin. He was tortured and suffered beyond belief. I'm talking about multiple broken ribs, boiling water on feet. He was stabbed, maimed, and also had items shoved inside. From the outside looking in, Turkish DJ Koray Alpergin had a good life. He was a renowned DJ, he rubbed shoulders with celebrities like Diddy, Salt Bae, Steph London, and he had established a relationship that summer with Gozde Dalbudak, who was 34 years old. Now she had flew to the UK for the very first time and had been in the country for just 3 days when herself and Koray Alpergin had been ambushed by heartless and callous gangsters. Now he would update his social media accounts to show him jet-setting around the world, watching the F1 in places like Abu Dhabi, or taking a moment with a cigar, picturesque scenes in Venice. He portrayed himself as a wealthy man, however he was in crippling debt. I'm talking about he didn't pay his council tax and also he owed £34,000 plus on his Audi. On October 13th of 2022, 43-year-old Koray Alpergin wanted to show his girlfriend a good time. He drove his Audi, his girlfriend in the passenger seat, and enjoyed a lavish meal at a top restaurant in Mayfair. The couple then spent hours sightseeing around the capital. Gozde Dalbudak knew Koray for his occupation as a DJ and the owner of Turkish radio station Bizim FM. However, she did not know that the Koray had become involved in the drug trade, a supplier of Class A and Class B gear like H and Coke. Now Koray and his partner had arrived at his home address in Enfield, outside his flat, when a man holding a blade ran up to the couple. Koray attempted to run away but was quickly captured by 3 other men. He was bound by the wrist and then bundled into a white van, along with his girlfriend. 2 other cars followed behind the van in a convoy. Now Gozde screamed but was told to shut up. Now the couple were taken to a disused wine bar / restaurant, backing onto White Hart Lane right by the stadium. Koray was tied by the arms and legs. He was then stripped down, he was wearing nothing, and then he was subjected to 94 separate wounds. That included multiple broken ribs, again having boiling water poured on the feet. He was also stabbed, maimed, he was throttled, and also had objects shoved inside him. As for Koray's girlfriend, she was blindfolded and then shoved into a cubicle toilet. She had to listen to her boyfriend scream, his agony, his shouts, his cries, his whimpers. For 2 whole days, Gozde was fed chicken and potatoes, water and Coca-Cola. Now Koray was scalded, as I said, with boiling water, maimed. He also had items shoved inside him and he was stabbed, and he was hit with bats. When Koray Alpergin was no longer moving, his body was transported to a wooded area in Essex, near the Oakwood Hill Industrial Estate in Luton. After 2 days, Gozde was given £40 cash and told to keep her mouth shut and then get a taxi. Now Gozde went to the only place that she knew. After all, she had only been in the UK for 3 days. She went back to the restaurant in Mayfair that she had been to with Koray. A worker in the restaurant noticed the dishevelled woman and mistook her for a homeless person before she explained what happened. Now Gozde remembered that during the highly charged incident, despite the pain Koray was suffering, he shouted out, "My love, don't be scared, I'm sorry." Now the people responsible were an organised gang consisting of Kava Ali, Tijine Kennedy, Samuel Owasu Opoku, and also Stephen Gordon. Now this kidnap was weeks in the making. 2 weeks prior, the gang had placed multiple trackers on Koray's Audi, and that was on September 23rd of 2022. Koray actually took his car in to get inspected as he heard a humming and a buzzing noise. Now a friend located the tracker, the device, and says your car's been bugged in a joking manner. He then began to laugh. Now, instead of Koray laughing in unison or making light of the situation, he actually became quiet, worried even. He had also told another friend previously that he had said something wrong to some bad people and neither wanted to have a talk. Now Koray Alpergin body was found by a dog walker on October 15th. Again, he had 94 separate wounds on his body, including internal wounds, and also on his private parts. Now, during the court case, it was revealed that the white van and the 2 cars had false plates put on them, which was later found burned out. Now, police says that the fact that the gang had tracked Coray's movements and waited in the shadows outside Coray's Enfield flat, and the injuries and the manner as to how he was found, it had all the bearings and hallmarks of an organised crime that was dealing with some drug issues. The motives unclear, as he was not robbed. He either had done something very, very wrong, or he was supposed to give up valuable information, for example, money, whereabouts, or stash houses. Now, when questioned, Kaveh Ali claimed that he had no idea what was happening and only disposed of Koray Alpergin under duress. Stephen Gordon also denied knowing what was happening. Now, a jury deliberated for nearly 48 hours, and they found Tajin Kennedy, who's 33 years old, and Ali Kavak, who's 26 years old, guilty of kidnap, false imprisonment, and also manslaughter. Samuel Owasu Opoku, who's 35 years old, was found guilty of 2 counts of kidnap, and Stephen Gordon, who was 34 years old, had admitted kidnapped and was found guilty of 2 counts of false imprisonment, and they're due to be sentenced soon. Condolences. Now, it just boggles the mind how much pain Koray Alpergin would have suffered, and his girlfriend had to endure listening to those screams and those agonized cries. Stay safe.